It is a wonderful Wednesday. And look, I have a Wegmans hat on. Isn't that awesome? You guys know I love Wegmans. So I was in there one day and I saw them in the bakery wearing these and I asked if I could have one because it's just a paper hat. And they gave me one. I love it. Wegmans. Gotta represent. Alright, I'm ready for the next chapter of Jigsaw Jones, The Case of the Golden Key. It's getting so good. I love these characters. Jigsaw and Milo. Oh, Milo, I love it. All right, so, oh, that's right, they're up in the attic and they saw two red eyes staring at them. And it was screaming. And there they are, they were so cute. There they are in the attic. All right, let's get started. Chapter 8, A Secret Staircase. I aimed the flashlight at the floating eyes. Ha, Milo laughed nervously. Just a cat. I wonder how she got up here. It was just a cat, all that suspense. Never mind the cat, I complained. Let's see what's inside this trunk. It didn't take us long to find the treasure, because there was no treasure to find. Just old clothes, a tuxedo wrapped in plastic, a goofy-looking top hat, blankets, scarves, and a woolen overcoat. Let's drag this back to the hatch, I said. We hauled the heavy chest across the floor. Jones, Reginald called up. What's that awful noise? Did you find anything? I poked my head through the hatch. The hatch was where they went out to get to the attic. Yeah, we found your cat, and we solved the mystery too. Only it wasn't worth solving in the first place. Reginald climbed to the top of the ladder. Oh, sorry. There's the little cat. Reginald climbed to the top of the ladder. He looked through the trunk, sighed, and snapped it shut. It was nothing after all, he said. All that trouble for nothing. That's the way it goes with some cases. You win some, you lose some. Let's go home, I said to Mila. She didn't answer. I turned to look back, but Mila was gone. Here, kitty, kitty, Mila called from across the attic. Here, kitty, kitty. Then there was silence. Suddenly, Mila's voice threaded through the gloom. Jigsaw, Reginald, come quick. You've got to see this. When we got to the spot where Mila was standing, well, she wasn't. Suddenly, boo! Her head popped out from behind a small doorway. It's a secret tunnel, Mila exclaimed. I was trying to find the cat. I saw her go into this little hole. I felt around and I realized it was a small door. Come on, let's see where it leads. All right, so there's Reginald peeking up in the attic. And there's that. Okay, so we crawl. So I felt around and I realized it was a small door. Come on, let's see where it leads. We crawled through the tight, cramped tunnel. Then it suddenly opened up to a space where we could stand. To our left was a staircase leading down. Creak, moan, creak, groan. The old wooden stairs complained with each step. Down, down, down we walked, with only the beam of the flashlight piercing the darkness. After a long time, Mila suddenly stopped. Dead end, she announced. There's only a little hole for the cat to crawl through. This must be how she gets up into the attic. Hold on, Reginald said. Help me push. Together we leaned against the wall and it suddenly fell open. Crash! We all sprawled to the floor. I stood up and bonked my head. Rattling noises followed. It's a clothes closet, I said. We slid open the door and there we stood in Hildy's bedroom. Interesting. Chapter 9, Topper. We'll start chapter 9. Friday morning at school, everyone brought in their hat posters. We also brought in our hats, either real ones or hats we made at home. Bobby Solovsky came into room 201, hooting and hollering. Yee-haw! Get along, little doggies. Hey, Solovsky, what are you supposed to be? Biggs Maloney asked. I'm a rootin', tootin' South American cowboy, Bobby shouted. This here is my gaucho hat. Oh, brother, Lucy explained that her hat, the chulo, was a folk hat from the Andes. It keeps my ears nice and toasty, she said, though it does nothing for my hair. People who live in the high Andes Mountains knit these colorful hats to stay warm. Geetha looked amazing in her beret, sort of like a movie star. Then Joey walked in wearing a cardboard stovepipe hat and a fake beard. He scratched his face unhappily. Man, this thing itches, he griped. Why are you wearing a beard? Helen asked. Don't you recognize me? Joey asked. I'm Abraham Lincoln. He wore a hat just like this. In fact, that's where he kept most important papers. You look like the cat in the hat to me, said Ralphie. Well, he wore one too, Joey answered. It's also called a chimney top or a top hat. Miss Gleason was thrilled with our posters. She had us take turns telling the class about our hats. I said that in the old days, before they used gloves, catchers used to catch baseballs with their hats. I held up my poster and continued. The first complete baseball uniforms were worn in 1869 by the first ever professional team, the Cincinnati Red Stockings. I liked Helen's deerstalker and made her look like Sherlock Holmes. She said that hunters in Great Britain used to wear them all the time. Deerstalkers are really warm, Helen told us. So there's all the hats. That one's the deerstalker right there. And then there's the Abraham Lincoln hat, the dunce cap. Oh, maybe there's the Chula hat. So all these different hats. Oh, and the gaucho hat in the background. And if it rains, the water rolls off right the brim. To prove it, Helen dumped a cup of water on her head. She was right. The water slid right off onto the floor. I enjoyed it so much I wanted to see it again, so I drew a quick picture in my journal. Miss Gleason hung up our posters in the hall. Then we had to parade through a bunch of classrooms. Wearing a dunce cap was a little embarrassing for Mila, but I didn't mind. After all, I looked exactly like myself. During the parade, I noticed Mila pulling on her long black hair, mumbling to herself. I'd seen that look before. It meant her thinking machine was working. What are you thinking, Mila? I asked. Mila gestured toward Joey. I've seen that hat before, she said. Yeah, on Abraham Lincoln's head, I replied. No, that's not it. I remember now. So there they are. We'll finish this chapter. Mila exclaimed, snapping her fingers. In Reginald's attic. Mila was right. It was exactly like the one of the hats in the trunk. Stovepipe chimney top hat, she thought aloud. Topper. That was the name on the birthday list, wasn't it? Yeah, the one with the fake birthday, I replied. This may be crazy, Jigsaw, Mila said with growing excitement, but we have to go back to Reginald's attic. I think we may have missed something. Chapter 10, tomorrow. It's getting good, so maybe the mystery is not solved. Something is up there. All right, guys, I hope you're having a great day. Bye.